Hey, welcome back to Kumasel Reviews. What we're taking a look at is Iron Factory, their Evil Lord, which is of course their Legends class. That's smaller scale, etc., etc. Their homage to the Overlord character. So, if you don't know who he is, Last Stand of the Wrecker is one of the best things you'll ever read. I promise. But anyway, looking at some other Iron Factory figures here. And if you didn't notice, he was just under 4.5 inches. Their Ultra Magnus, I believe it's called City Commander. Their Windblade, I don't even remember what that one's name is. I believe it's Iron Factory's Iron Giant's Maiden. There we go. That's Maiden. But anyway, he's right in scale with the bigger figures like Ultra Magnus. Really good height difference between he and Windblade or Maiden. Getting them out of the way. A lot of parts form into this guy, but what he comes with is another ramp. There are two ramps right here. His gun, sword, drift style sword. And this is considered a separate piece, but you could store it a couple of different places. This is the more traditional jet head. For those of you unfamiliar with the Overlord character, he's two vehicles. He is a tank and a jet that combine into Evil Lord. And if you don't like the Legend scale, I believe Mastermind Creations, I don't know if it's going to be later this year. It's winding down, but Carnifex. Saw that guy at TFCon, and he is just out of control. He's big, he's huge. It's going to make a great classic scaled Overlord for sure. There's a box. Alright. Now showing how to get this repositioned, I just got to figure out how to unclip it. Unclips from the top here. And of course the whole thing comes off, but make it a little bit easier on myself. Just clip this piece back on. I like how they make their products pretty break proof. If you drop one of these guys, it's gonna fall into a lot of pieces, but it's not gonna be broken. Nothing's gonna snap or anything like that. They're really good, sturdy made, trustworthy products. So okay. There you have his more traditional look. Using that jet head as a shield. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Now looking at his Poseability. Ball jointed head there. Full shoulder articulation. And that's nice even with the big shoulder pads and stuff like that. Bicep swivel. Elbow bend. Good 90 degrees. No wrist swivel. This isn't too bad, but would have been nice if it was there. It's weird how these are so well made that you come to expect the articulation of deluxes and stuff like that. On like Hasbro version, you're lucky to get head turn or something like that. These, it's like wrist swivel, oh man. But you see he has ab crunch there, as well as ab swivel. Now for transformation, these legs do come off. They snap into place though, so don't worry about that, but I am fiddling with them, so. Thigh, knee bend, a little bit past 90 degrees there. He does have ankle tilt. So just for fun, getting him into a very quick Iron Man pose. Pretty cool. There's not too much you're not going to be able to do with this guy. Oh. I do like that ab crunch though. That is fantastic. And it's not part of the transformation or anything like that. It's actually just there to be there because this thing's awesome. Alright. Now taking a look at how he comes off with the weapons in his hands. It's a sword. And unfortunately when you take some of those pieces off, like the wing, he's a parts former for sure. But there's nowhere for some of these to store while you've got them in the other modes. I mean, technically, on top of the tank head here, there's that. You can store it there if you want. Now with this guy though, there's a bit of a peg back here. I think it might be made to go into the back. It fits okay, but it doesn't peg in tight. So I'm not sure, and the instructions don't say anything about weapon storage, but I mean as long as you don't jiggle it too hard, it'll stay in place there. But there he is.
zoom in a bit. Show you guys a space sculpt too. Again, nice detailing. On Iron Factory's part, they've really got the whole detailing of smaller figures down. When it comes to the Legend scale, I mean, there's some good stuff being put out by DX9, Shapeshift, but these guys have really taken this size class and made it their own, and they are pumping things out like every other month now. Even at the time of this review, I think they just started shipping out their next, it's like 03 S&B or something like that. It's like the reflector and soundwave versions of their original blaster toys. So man, and then like the Prowl Brothers coming soon and things like that. They're just out of control. So they've always got something new coming, and they're getting better and better. Instead of, hey, we've released 5 releases in 5 months, and you can see that they're kind of just in over the heads, but no, not at all. Alright, getting this into his separate modes here. Get some of this stuff off. Alright. One, two. Get the legs out of the way. From there, you just take his little nubs, put them up, those hips. So, this is probably the hardest part of the whole transformation right here. The little pegs on the forearms. Bring the shoulder up, and they just clip in. Before you do that, though, make sure to bring his shoulder armor up. Okay. I don't want to take this off camera, but they do a little click into place. Alright. There's that. Take the head. Turn it around. From there, these 2 handles come up. Those go in, and find that jet head, clipping that guy back on. There's the jet. Nothing too crazy. Now with the tank mode, take these pieces off. Actually just going to start placing the extra bits over here. Okay. Trying to remember how this goes. Take the feet, put them down, take these guys out. From there, fold out the tank treads. Alright, you got those 2 halves here. The gun, upside down. Take that, it pegs in to the top there. Right, 1, 2. Let's see, these go on. These have pegs that come out. And all these are 5mm pegs, so if you want to take whatever these are and do something like make them a hand cannon or something like that, use your imagination and knock yourself out. I love the compatibility of these guys. It's insane. It's very much so insane. Alright. And there you go. That's the tank. This is the jet. Nothing crazy, no rolling treads or anything like that. The plane does have landing gear, even though it just has the front wheels, but with these pegged out hips, it does balance actually. So here you go. Overall, I think it's really nice. Now the instructions teach you how to go from this to its base or city mode. From robot mode, we're just going to do it from here. It's not hard. It's really not crazy at all. So if you've already got an alt mode, Just bring the arms back out. Okay. See, I brought the shoulder armor down. Those two little points up top, brought those down as well. Bring that forward. Now, I think it's supposed to be a little bit stronger on the peg. Mine's a little bit floppy here, so what I do, I kind of cheat. I bring these arms up, and I use those pegs to help balance the jet head. Okay. Bring those back. And once you got it, it stays pretty decent, especially one that's all the way transformed. But this all flips out. Those hips stay the same. So that's that. This ramp just goes into the front here. These two ramps upside down. They peg into each side. Now for this part, take these pieces off. You can do it in whatever order you want, but these flip back. This comes off. Okay, these hips, you bring them down on each side. Alright. Now I'm just trying to remember what's what. Alright, so on both sides you want the hips facing forward. There are little grooves in here that the bottoms of these kind of go into, but there's no real peg or anything like that, unfortunately, so kind of is what it is there. Alright, peg these in. But no, it's not really like super secure. If you like bring it back and forth, you can hear it kind of go into place, but the slots are so, I don't want to say thin, but I guess that'd be the best way. They just aren't high enough to really secure those two side ramps into place. But there's the city mode. See if we can rotate this all at once. And it's one of those things to where it's a nice inclusion, but I definitely prefer the two separate, the tank and the jet. But again, that's been Iron Factory, their Overlord, their homage to the Transformers character, Overlord. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you like what you saw, order yours, tfsource.com, links in the description, and check out the Pictorial, of course, on kumastyle.com. Just go ahead and click the info button right there. See you guys next review, and let me know what you